Now, cats haven't been known to be the most obedient creatures on the planet. However, this cat will do exactly as you tell it to. Hello, Aura.
Yes, I'm here.
Open the passenger window.
Okay, opening.
See? Aura.
Yes, I'm here.
Open the sunroof.
Got it. It's opening.
See? Park yourself. See? Yes, this is the ORA Funky Cat Plus Edition by GWM ORA, a car which takes the original first edition model and elevates it to make something that is very special indeed, because not only does this car have many upgrades from the first edition, it's also just one of 50. It's very rare. And what is so special about the Plus Edition? Well, the first being the increase in battery size. Now, the first edition ORA Funky Cat had a rather usable range, if you just use it for your daily commute, of 193 miles. But this one, with the help of that 60 kilowatt hour battery, you can go upwards of 260. Not half bad for a small car. The design of the ORA Funky Cat Plus Edition hasn't changed at all really from the first edition. It's still that rather unique styling, has inspiration from different cars. The headlights feel quite mini, the whole shape feels a bit Fiat 500. But ultimately, it's a rather unique car and design, which I think works. So yes, the design of the Plus Edition is the exact same as the first edition. The main changes come from the interior, because you get so many stylistic features and just more premium features, one being the panoramic sunroof, which can actually be opened by Aura. Hello, Aura.
Yes, I'm here.
Open the sunroof.
Opening the sunroof.
Very handy for when you're out on the motorway and you want the nice sun, the summer sun, not the winter one, because I'm absolutely freezing. And with it being freezing, the new Plus Edition now comes with heated and cooling seats for both the driver and the passenger. So hello, Aura.
I'm listening.
Turn on driver's heated seats.
Got it. I'll turn on seat heating for driver area.
There we go. Unfortunately, the cameraman's not getting his on at the minute, just for me for the time being. The Plus Edition also has a feature which I'm very impressed with, is fully massaging seats. There's only two settings, be nice if those more high and low. But let me tell you, when you're out on the drive and you've got this on, this is pure luxury. If we try and get close up on that, cameraman, you can see the seat is full on compressing and digging into your back. Overall, it's really nice. Coming to the back of the Funky Cat, and again, it is that same styling with this rather unique rear light that has a nice start-up show when it comes up. Always feels a bit like the old Knight Rider. I'm sure a lot of you remember that. The big Aura branding in the middle, and the whole shape of the car just looks rather nice. Now, you might have seen photos about the ORA Funky Cat online or on TV, etc., and it might look a bit like a Fiat 500 for a small car. Now, it's rather deceiving for the fact that the space you get in the front seats and the back is actually very roomy, and also the boot capacity is rather nice. Now, the Plus Edition also comes with electric tailgate, and the boot capacity can hold up to 213 litres, which may not seem like a lot on paper, but in practice, you can actually fit a fair bit in. If you're doing a weekend away, this could be a perfect car for that. And also, that addition of the electric tailgate does make this car feel so much more premium. Going back to that point about the ORA Funky Cat being rather deceiving in its size, is how much space I've got in the back here. Now, obviously, I'm not the tallest person, so it might not be a great gauge, but the fact I can stretch my legs out, I've got decent amount of headroom, that panoramic sunroof and the rear privacy glasses makes this a really comfy car. You also have fold-down train table, that contrasting colours and also materials on the seats. It is a really comfy car. Because it's an EV, you also get that fully flat floor. One thing to point out is that the Plus Edition, rather than the first edition, only comes in this black interior. You might have seen pictures of the Funky Cat with them nice colour matching interiors. So this one would normally have the cream and red interior, but the Plus Edition has fully black, which I don't think detracts from the whole experience of owning this car. Still feels nice, feels a bit quirky, lives up to the name of Funky Cat. So overall, I think it's a good addition. Now, when it comes to the drive of the Funky Cat Plus Edition, one added feature which is absolutely vital for now, because look at my hands, they're absolutely frozen solid, but the ORA Funky Cat Plus Edition has heated steering wheel, which on a day like today is needed. You also get the addition of the heated and cooling seats and massaging seats, which if you put it on the high mode, I have realised that it's quite intense. I feel like if you do have a slight bad back, then maybe try it on the low setting first, because at the end of the day, you don't want to end up with back pain and getting stuck in your car. When it comes to the drive, and the Plus Edition is exactly the same as the first edition, so Let me just tell you a bit about that. And it feels quite nippy. You know, it has a 0 to 60 time of around about 7.5 seconds, but in matter of fact, it feels much quicker and much more responsive than that. Obviously, with it being an EV, you're going to get that slightly more instant torque, but it does feel a bit nippy. It feels like it's a really sort of small, bit sporty hatchback. The fact you also have multiple driving modes, so you can put it in sport mode and get that nice little sound effect. You have eco, and then you also have normal. But the handling does just feel nice. In the driving position, it feels like a much bigger car than what you might think on the outside. Looking at pictures, like I said previously, it looks more like a Fiat 500 side, but I would say it's more like a small hatchback bordering onto compact SUV size on the exterior, and the interior feels like you've got so much more space. It feels like a bit of a TARDIS, this car. The ORA Funky Cat is also one of the safest cars out on the road for the fact you have adaptive cruise control, you have emergency braking, hill start assist, blind spot monitoring, you also have them 360 parking cameras, and with the Plus Edition, also has a self-parking feature. Yeah, this cat can park itself. But you also, on top of the Hello Aura, the onboard assistant, you also have a little camera just right off the drive position. Now what this does, it alerts you if the driver is taking the eyes off the road for too long, or if you're messing about with the screen, it will have a little shout at you and tell you to keep your eyes back on the road.
Don't get distracted. Please concentrate while driving.
There you go. And obviously now the Plus Edition has that bigger battery size, the 63 kilowatt hour, meaning it can go upwards of 260 miles, which just means it's so much more of a usable EV. Normally smaller EVs, you're probably looking at about 150. Now the first edition had that 193, which is usable. You know, if you actually drove from the GWM ORA crew site, you could get as far as Newcastle. It's not that bad in the grand scheme of things. And if you were just wanting a car as a little city car, a little runabout, then the Funky Cat is that. But with that bigger battery size doing 260 miles, it means that you can go obviously on longer trips, and just means it's so much more usable. Less time needed at an EV charging station, more time enjoying yourself. So then, in a nutshell, that is the ORA Funky Cat Plus Edition. Yes, it pretty much is the same car. It only has some nice added features like the panoramic sunroof, heated and cooling seats, and the electric tailgate, and not to mention that high range with the bigger battery. If you want to find out more about this and claim one of 50 of the Funky Cat Plus Editions, then contact Holcroft GWM ORA crew.